What's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you a new, not a new build I guess, but a build that I have been working on and trying to fix up, which is my standard zombie build. Excuse me. So, first thing I will say is this is 100, almost 100% legacy gear, along with as much as I can get um, as far as just decent gears going forward. Gotta laugh at the low balls. Hold on. All yours, buddy. All right. So, oops, I put that in the wrong stash. Let me take this out. All right. Go ahead and go to my hideout, and then we can kind of go over the build and how I'm going about getting what I'm getting. So first things first, like I said, this is mostly legacy. A lot of the stuff here is exclusive to standard. Now this is our zombie strength stacker. As you see, we have 20,000 ES along with 17 zombies. We're currently rocking 3 specters, but they're not optimal, they're just whatever. And a kind of jank animate guardian. Eventually I'm going to fix the animate guardian and the specters, but I'm just kind of having fun as is. So first thing I'm going to show you is my gear. Now our gear is using a +1/+1 convoking wand with the triggered, along with minion damage as far as the other prefix, and then we have crafted on fire and lightning res because we are basically really low on res, so yeah. Then we have a very high percent strength ES titanium spirit shield. As you can see, this thing is pretty nuts, giving us 423 flat ES. We're using a legacy baron with near perfect rolls on the strength, and currently we just have the flash offering attack speed, but eventually I want the zombie damage. A Joffrey's sanctuary, a couple of dual legacy synthesized strength rings. The legacy, by dual legacy I mean right here it has 3 veiled modifiers. If you can't tell there, we have the 2 veils at the bottom and a 1 veil at the top. This is now impossible to recreate. And then we have another legacy one here, which is just a... right here, there we go. No, come on. Which is just strength, strength, int, and then T2 cold res, along with the T2 flat ES, and then life. Now, obviously the life doesn't do anything on this build, but the rest of the stats are really solid, so I'm keeping them. We have a percent attributes for percent global defenses, which we tainted oil anointed with death attunement. Our boots are a pair of unwavering stance boots with over, I think it's 80 strength on them. Let me see, is it? It might just be 50. I think it's 50 strength, and then we have affected non-damaging elements, which doesn't really do anything for us right now, but we have the cold and chaos, which is the cold's the only good part there. It helps us get a little bit past cold res, but the big part is we have a lot of movement speed on these, and then we also have what is it? We also have cannot be frozen crafted. We have legacy shapers touches, which we have double corrupted ourselves to hit vulnerability and +1 socketed gems. These are very, very nice. I was really excited when this hit. And then I have a legacy veiled modified synthesized strength belt, which has a strength, and then it has... I don't think this one actually has another dual mod, but it does have tier 3 flat ES, and then we craft that on ES armor, and it has flat armor evasion T1 as well. Oh, it does have dual veiled. And then it has reduced flash charges used, so, you know, our charges kind of go a little bit better. Now, for our tree, we are doing the whole Olympic circle thing using 4 of these. So thanks to the changes, we have right here, like, efficient training. This is now taking all of these nodes right there, and it takes this node. It doesn't give us 8% int, sadly, but because we're taking this, we can actually spec 2 of the nodes on here. This one's doing the 5% attributes, and the strength one down there is getting 5 strength for allocated mastery, which is actually ends up calculating, I think, to about 50 or 60 strength or something like that. or maybe a little less, either way. And then we are, taking the efficient training down here. We're pathing this way. Zoom in. We actually go over here and take their ES recharge rate. When we get one level, we actually can regenerate 2 ES per second, which is really huge. If you look at our character sheet, we have 20k ES and we regenerate 15% of our ES per second. We also have 45% physical damage reduction and a very low chance to block. Let me see, 25%. But with roomies, legacy roomies, it goes up to 45%. And we have a little bit of spell block as well. Now, we are pathing down here. Now, unfortunately, I have to, instead of using the Timeless Jewel, I have to use this jewel. Now, before I actually had Timeless Jewel, which, covered the 2 minion nodes, and both of the minion nodes I took ended up giving me 5% strength, which is really huge. I'm missing that 5%, and it's really sad that I can't get it, along with all the flat that it gave. However, because, I don't have it, it's not too big a deal. I still have the same amount of ES, and I managed to have an even, more decent tree. Now this is just ES and helping us get more armor. We're taking this node here, and then down here we have minions have crit chance because eventually we're going to get the right clusters, but we don't have them currently. We have the Feasting Fiends, Rotten Claws, which is Impale, and Primordial Bond, which is useless. The other one you need is the base crit one. I just don't have it. Now our other jewel here at the end is a Fortress Covenant with Corrupted Blood on it, so I'm Corrupted Blood immune. And I have another Corrupted Blood right here just because I had it. Corrupted Blood Brawn. We have a Legacy gain Watcher's Eye, which is gaining mana as ES right here. Gain 18% of mana as extra ES. And then if we go down here, we have our Emperor's Might, which is giving us 6% strength. We're passed over here. This is what I said when I got the other strength node. I took the 5 for mastery. And then we have over here, we have the Call to Slaughter, Renewal, which is the double damage, and Rotten Claws, which is Impale. Now I don't know, maybe I'm not thinking of the right one, but I'm pretty sure there's one that you get that's base crit. And then we have 2 split personalities with strength ES. Each of them are giving us 47 strength, 47 ES. If we look up here, we have our last jewel, and our last jewel here is giving us, if I can, come on, there we go. Sorry, this is a broken controller with controller drift, and it's not letting me do what I want to do here. Okay. Avoid being poisoned, but it's the Emperor's Might. Now, it can go up to 7%, but I just settled for a 6 because I didn't want to, hunt down one off market. People are pretty greedy in Standard, so, just not dealing with it and sticking with the one I had, it was just kind of my choice. Now, this is my chosen class for running Laboratory, specifically the Super Uber Labs. However, they take me a little while, and this character isn't the fastest a character, so I'm not going to be running that on the showcase. Instead, I'll just kind of show you what this build feels like in a simple map. Now, let's go ahead and just pull out a Desert Spring, and then I gotta vendor it. Now, let's see. Haywork Hamlet, that's fine. Okay, cool. So then, basically, this is essentially a walking simulator, so you don't really have to worry about too much. Now, if you're wondering on how I apply my vulnerability, it's quite easy. All I do is flame dash over an enemy I need to apply it on. As far as mobs on a map, I usually don't have to worry about anything. This build is literally a walking simulator build where I don't really do anything except for pop my movement flask and then run around. Now, eventually I might switch things up and maybe take some flask duration nodes so, my flasks last a little longer. However, I don't think I really care too much about doing that right now, so I'm just kind of having fun with where the build's at now. Eventually, I will be going back to my Hateforge build and kind of respeccing it and showing you what that's about, but as is, we're just going to kind of show you what this one's about. So one of our nodes that we took is actually Convocation has 30% cooldown recovery. This is really huge for this build because all I got to do is Convocate into a pack and then everything just kind of dies instantly. I haven't socketed all my watchstones in my other areas yet, so that's why you're going to see lower tier maps drop. I've just been kind of lazy on Standard. Looks like we got a harvest instantly, so that's pretty cool. Now, as you see, we aren't really taking much damage. Xana crafting options, modify lucky result modifiers, values, blah blah blah. We'll go for the Xana crafting options. And we can just flame dash over them to apply vulnerability. Just walk around in a circle. And that's that. So now we have a couple more crafts, or a couple more things we can eat, or do. So let's see here. Let's go to our map tab. Tier 10, eat. Excuse me. Alright. As you can see, those mobs have vulnerability on them because I flame dashed over them. Okay. There you go. Pretty much all we do is stand around and kill things. Yeah, looks like we got another lure craft, so let's see. We're just gonna get rid of the divine orb for now because we don't really care. Alright, cool. So, if you guys know about this build, I'm pretty sure this is really old. I mean, I know it's really old. I think it was used since the Blight League or before, but yeah, I just use it to kind of do my harder content or the stuff that I need the survivability for. Eventually, when I get it to a point where I'm comfortable, I'm going to be doing the Uber Blights with it quite easily, and then maybe I'll try and take it to the 30 wave simi, seeing how that plays out. If I can find the boss, I'd love to, but anyway, so other than that, this is just kind of my, like I said, my harder content kind of character. It's a walking simulator. I built it this way because I've never built a minion build before, and I wanted one that was so impactful and tanky that I can literally sit in mobs like this and not worry about it. I don't even have to convoke. I can just walk up to these mobs and they die. Now there are certain things and mechanics that can kill me, obviously. I'm pretty sure a lot of the current league's mechanics are pretty strong and more than likely strong enough to, you know, shut me down, but we still haven't had the patch and things are a little bit overtuned still, so it is what it is. Alright, here's the boss.
I become less angry when I see hilarious. Duplicate attack. I need more.
And that's the boss. As you see, he didn't really do much damage to me, if any, and I basically was able to melt him without any issues. As I said, this is my kind of walking simulator build that I built to just kind of have fun with. Eventually I'm going to finish leveling it up and getting the stuff I need to get for it, but I've just been too lazy to do so, being that I've been busy with League. If you guys have any questions or want to see any more build guides like this that have to do with like legacy stuff, or even just my other builds at all, then let me know. I am more than willing to start respeccing and showing you them. If you guys also want to see more specific content, such as me doing aspirational content or anything like that, I can pretty much guarantee I can clear Wave 30 Simi on my eyes shot as long as I don't have too much lag. And I can do the 30 Blight, or not 30 Blight, the high tier Blight, I believe, on eye shot as well if I if I have the right setup of towers and stuff like that, and I just pay attention. I haven't tried it yet, and eventually I will, but it's just what it is. It is what it is. And of course, doing the invitation for the breach lords is not very hard either. So I have a lot of breach stones in standard that I've been saving just for this very occasion, so I can sit here and farm up the super breach stones and hopefully get the Ulnatil's embrace, which would be really really cool to get. But I've just not really been aiming for it, so it's just kind of is what it is. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and checking out my Legacy Zombie string stacker. If you have any questions or want to know a full-on build guide, let me know. I can try and do my best to give it. However, I've never built a minion build besides this one, and I had a couple of people help me with this one, so just bear with me if I don't know everything. And as I said, if you can tell, our Animate Guardian is using the jankiest of jank items right now. I do have a Kingmaker and the other gear for him. I just haven't gotten around to getting like one of the pieces of gear crafted, which is his armor. When I get it crafted, I'll be more than happy to show off the whole build with AG, Fortify, and all that other stuff as well. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, everybody, take it easy and have a good one.